Check this out.
It was very disappointing to see her. You can disagree with my criticism, but you got to call someone a racist because they criticized you, and that just shows you that I hit a nerve. She knows she's a Democrat, and this is all every. First of all, that tweet of hers calling out their right wing's hypocrisy about the FBI. You call out their hypocrisy when they're in the wrong. You don't call out their hypocrisy when they're in the right. You welcome them over to the correct side. If they now start to come on board for Medicare for all, are you going to then flip them off and call them assholes because they used to say they were against it? She's a Democrat. That's where her future is. That's what this is about. Her career in the Democratic Party. This is about her career. This isn't about any principle, because if it was about a principle, she would be welcoming those people who are criticizing the FBI instead of flipping them off and then doing the cheapest bullshit, hiding behind identity politics. Oh my God, calling out and calling some, hey, you want to disagree with me about the FBI? Let's disagree about it. But she can't do it because she knows she's in the wrong. And so she does that thing. She's the pits, man.
Does she realize who her president is, what administration she worked for? And he says, you're running a cover for one of the most anti-Black administrations in recent history. You're excusing the political weaponization of a domestic terror organization, the FBI, with a history of anti-Black activity that includes kidnapping, rape, torture, and murder. But sure, blame Jimmy Dore. I mean, amazing tweet out there, too, as well. I mean, Joe Biden, who wrote the crime bill. And you want to come over there and say, because Jimmy says that you're being critical of the FBI, that he's anti-Black? I mean, is not this administration one of the most anti-Black administrations that we've ever known?
Let's talk about that for just a second. We want to talk about anti-Blackness. I want to think about when she mentions, the left versus right. I've mentioned this before, that when it comes to the Democratic Party, they've also been anti-Black, and they've done it through legislation, which is even worse. Joe Biden's crime bills targeted who? Predominantly Black people. I have noticed this pattern of liberals in the Democratic Party who will continue to try to pretend like they're not racist, pretend like they're not anti-Black, but then they participate in the same systemic issues that perpetuate that same anti-Blackness. They participate in redlining. They participate in gentrification. They participate in housing segregation, even in these deep blue areas. I live in Massachusetts. I've seen it firsthand. They participate with school segregation. Even though it's not segregated by law, they have other things that they do to keep Black kids out of those schools. Those are the liberals here. Those are not the conservatives. So it just seemed like to me, and I'm saying this because she goes on about more right-wing talking points, it seemed like to me that if you're going to call out one side for doing that, make sure you also call out the liberals who have actually been just as guilty as being anti-Black, because they have implemented legislation, they have implemented laws that has done nothing but destroy the Black community and keep the Black communities down. Let's make sure you add that in there too, because she goes on to say, let me be clear. Jimmy Dore repackages anti-Blackness and right-wing talking points and sells it in a way that some leftists are willing to buy. He has used right-wing talking points against me multiple times and even defended Rittenhouse. He's making millions doing it. So here's the question that I have, Nina. So if somebody criticizes you, if somebody criticizes the Democratic Party, if they criticize the way that you ran your campaign, which many of us have, does that mean that we're automatically using right-wing talking points? Does that mean that we're automatically anti-Black? You're not allowed to receive any criticism from the left? No, I call bullshit. That's not okay. Why is it a right-wing talking point because someone is criticizing you?